Okay, so I made my own concept map slash web for guided reading. So I put guided reading right in the middle because I feel like all the components that I had to include were what make up guided reading and how guided reading is this broad lesson and activity that we do with our students. So from guided reading, I directly went straight to standards and objectives because with guided reading, you have to have those standards and objectives in place so you know what you need to teach and what your students need to know and what they should be getting. So I feel like that was very key to put it straight to guided reading. I also put balanced literacy straight to guided reading just because that is another approach, just as well as shared reading, which is another approach to guided reading. So then straight from guided reading, I went to straight to phonological awareness because that is also a big component in guided reading, especially in the lower grades. And straight from phonological awareness, I went straight to phonics because phonics ties in perfectly with phonological awareness. Also, with phonological awareness, I also did Big Five of reading directly pointing to that one because I feel the Big Five of reading is a it is the big five, the vocabulary, the phonological awareness, the fluency, the comprehension, and the guided reading, just because I put it straight to phonological awareness because I feel like it is more towards phonological awareness, but it is the gist of guided reading in general as well. Um, Also, straight to guided reading, I put interactive read alouds because with guided reading, your students are reading a book. It is a read aloud that you're reading and they are interactive. You're interacting with the other students in the small group or interacting student to teacher. So, interactive read aloud, I put straight to guided reading. I also did vocabulary straight to interactive read aloud because with an interactive read aloud, you're introducing that new vocabulary to the students. The students need to know that fresh new vocabulary uh, that they are learning. So I feel like with the read alouds, that is a great way to introduce, well, to show the vocabulary in action. But as well, you're introducing the vocabulary at the beginning of your guided reading. I also connected comprehension to interactive read aloud because with an interactive read aloud comes those comprehension questions to make sure the students got what was being read in the book, make sure they're comprehending what they are reading. Also, straight to guided reading, I put running records because with every guided reading, there's always running records for every single student. So with running records, I connected it to fluency because I feel running records are a good way to show fluency. Is a student does the student have fluency? Do they not? How can I get them to have better fluency? And I also connected interactive read aloud and running records both to comprehension because with the running record, you need to ask the comprehension skills within the running record as well. You want to make sure they are comprehending that is part of a score in within the running record. So I feel like interactive read aloud, comprehension, running records, and guided reading are very, very tied together.